Universal federal laws banning marijuana in this country ended exactly where it began. Denver, Colorado. In the late 1930s, the Marijuana Tax Act made it a crime to grow or use the plant in any way. A man named Samuel Caldwell was the first person arrested and prosecuted for selling marijuana. He was sentenced to 4 years of hard labor at Leavenworth Penitentiary. 78 years and 26 million marijuana arrests later, marijuana was first sold legally for pedestrian use in January of 2014, just blocks from where Samuel Caldwell was taken into custody. Now that Americans are in favor of decriminalizing marijuana, many states are now having to consider how to move forward, starting with medicinal use.
I've come to the conclusion that at this point it is no longer beneficial for South Carolina to wholesale make a substance illegal that has so many beneficial uses for people in terms of medical applications.
You know, the existing medication is not helping them, and if they want to try medical marijuana for that reason, then I feel like, you know, such individuals should be allowed because they have no other treatment options that are available.
But those people that suggest that the government should tell someone that is 65 years of age, that is suffering from cancer, that smokes marijuana because it helps them with their appetite, that they shouldn't be able to get it is stupid.
And then we talked about how the battle was going against the so-called war on drugs.
We can make arrest and make arrest and make arrest, but we don't stop the problem. As long as you've got people wanting drugs, people are going to figure out a way to produce them, to distribute them, and get people involved so that they will utilize them. So I don't think we can win the war on drugs.
I also asked how it might impact criminal activity, both positive.
You're not really going to see a major change in violence related to distribution, and certainly not related to marijuana use, because it's just not there.
We will see that law enforcement can spend their time in other areas dealing with more violent and serious crime.
People who deal in marijuana don't check IDs. You know, if you have the money to pay for it, you can get it. So right now, as it stands, you're right. All we have is violence enforcing these, unwritten contracts governing this unregulated market.
And what about a negative impact on crime?
It's going to push the criminal element into more violent type offenses. And I think one of the things that's going to really be where law enforcement has to spend more attention, and the public's going to have to adjust the way they live and do things, is in the area of home invasions.
And what kind of laws would we need to be in place to properly manage recreational use of cannabis?
The states that have these laws now, they're constantly reshaping them.
Myself, Representative James Smith, who's also from Richland County, we've been working hand in hand trying to figure out the best way, the most sensible way to regulate medicinal marijuana.
I think we will learn a lot from the states that are legalizing marijuana out west, Washington and Colorado. And I think then we will learn more about what the impact will be on the public at large and law enforcement in general.
And finally, what can the average citizen do to communicate whether they do or don't want this for their community?
Call your legislator, call your senator, and let them know that you have ideas, that it would affect you, that it would affect a family member. Let them know